All right, hi there, everybody. So I'm going to give this one take, see how this goes. Um, yeah, I wanted to talk to you all about what you can do with very little, or supposedly what you could do with very little. Yeah, there's a saying that was always told to me when growing up, um, and it was make do with what you've got. You haven't got this, or you haven't got that. Well, make do with what you've got. And I used to think of that as just like, well, if I've only got, you know, if I've only got £1 in my pocket, then I'll only ever have £1. But nobody ever really said to me, well, making do with what you've got is making the most of what you've got to try and use that to expand. So if you've only got £1 now, well, what can you do that £1 to make it £2 or £3 or £4, and eventually, you'll have something quite substantial. And I've taken quite a lot of inspiration recently from something, probably in one of the most unlikely places. Um, It's a guy. I think his YouTube channel is called Review of the Week, and I think he also goes by the name of Review Bra. And he's taken something very simple and eventually made it into something really, really big. So he has his own YouTube channel. I think he started that maybe about 10 years ago. And what he does is he simply reviews food in front of the camera. So he'll have like a burger, show it to the camera like so, talk about it, and and that's what he does. I think he may come across as a little bit quirky because he'll review it wearing a very nice suit. He'll pour a soft drink into a wine glass and sip that, which I quite like, and I've recently become quite addicted to his work. And what I liked about that was that it was just something that was just so simple that he managed to grow over a period of time. And you think to yourself, well, that's a great thing to be. There's something really really great in that you can make. You can take something very small, or you take a simple idea, and eventually make it grow. And sometimes the most successful things are just too simple. They're too simple that people just think, oh, it can't just be that. I mean, there's so many things that are so simple that we don't follow through. I mean, a common example is if people want to lose weight or change their physiques. I mean, it's very simple. Anyone can tell you, and most of us know what to do, which is just exercise and eat right, eat healthily, and get some good rest as well. It's so simple, but how many of us don't actually follow it through? I mean, there's always like so many different diets that you can follow, and so many workout routines that you can follow to get the ideal physique or to lose a little bit of weight. But really, we all know what the truth is. If we weren't so tempted by all these like sugary and fatty foods, and if we actually have the discipline to go and train ourselves, then we'd be able to do it. So ultimately, the truth is too simple. Making do what you've got doesn't necessarily mean just having what you've got at this moment in time. It means you can actually make that grow. And in this day and age, where a lot of us are confined in our properties and our homes, and we feel like there's not a lot we can do. In fact, there is a lot that we can do with very little, and it's too simple that we don't even know ourselves sometimes. But if you really had a good look within yourself and around you, what you can do, you might find yourself being able to do some really great things. Maybe what I'd like to finish off with is a quote here by Miyamoto Musashi, who's a great samurai duelist, but he also wrote a book about military strategy. I know this doesn't sound like it applies to anything that I've just said, but let me just read this out to you. There is nothing outside of yourself that can ever enable you to get better, stronger, or smarter, richer, quicker, or smarter. Everything is within. Everything exists. Seek nothing outside of yourself. Well, I think that, for me, that was a very For me, that's a very, very powerful quote. You know, seek nothing outside of yourself. Or maybe I'm not at that level yet. But what I can say is even within the confines of my own home, there's a lot that I can do. There's a lot that I can do to get my message across. For me, you know, I can do practice yoga every day. I can meditate for however long I like. I can produce and make videos and communicate to the whole world, and I'm very happy about that. And there's a lot of people out there that do a lot from very little. There are people out there who've come from poverty, who can with what little they have, they can make that grow. And I've seen so many examples of that in my life, and stuff that I like to be able to apply into my own life, which I haven't been too good at that. But it's something that doesn't stop me from trying. How much more time have I got? Okay. Yeah, I think I'll make a part 2 of this. Thanks.